As far as keeping in touch with clients, that's a delicate balance because typically as a salesperson, your interests are much more greater in keeping in contact with them than theirs are in keeping in contact with you. You're there, they view us as a service to come and help them when needed, not as a distraction. And so you have to be pleasantly persistent in the way that you approach and the way that you work with people. And so you don't want to be overbearing, but you don't want to be left in the dust either. So there's that balance that you have to work with. And what I've found is that to make that balance work is you have to bring them something of value. People will talk to you if you have something of value for them that can help them in their work and their responsibility, if it can help them to advance in their careers, whatever that might be. If you can provide value, they're all ears and they'll listen. I was talking to a person yesterday, one of our clients, and she was talking about how before the company that she's with right now, she worked for a large tire company, and said that she was really good at partnerships, but those partnerships were transitional partnerships. And now she's understanding more about the consultative partnership. This is the consultative partnership that partners care about. The transactional is a must-do. The consultative is a value add. And so to get to that consultative partnership, you really need to understand their business. To understand their business is to really understand what their direction is, what is their strategy, what are they trying to accomplish, how are they trying to accomplish what they're trying to do. And you can really get that from quarterly earnings calls. And so on a quarterly, and it lines up nicely, every quarter, if you can go into a client or a prospect's quarterly earnings calls and understand what they're saying, what the executives are saying, what are their strategies, what are they trying to accomplish, how did they accomplish those this past quarter, what are they doing to tweak those goals for this next quarter, and then also to be able to hear what the analysts feel. And so if you can come in and talk to them about what their organization is trying to accomplish with a lens of how we as an organization, as a vendor coming in, can help you accomplish your goals as an organization and set them up as a champion for reaching the goals and the strategies the executive team has set out, you've got to win. You've got to win. People will listen and they'll want to know how they can do that. And if it includes your product, awesome. Sometimes it doesn't include your product. That's okay too, because then you're showing less of a transactional partnership and much more of a consultative partnership. The more we can make it all about them and we can help them reach their goals and what they're trying to accomplish, then we've got something. I'll use quarterly earnings calls as a touch point to help to be able to make that connection with my clients or with prospects. And I'll use those because that's what's important to the organization. And more often than not, the contacts that we're working with, super good in their role, super good in their responsibility, seeing the big picture of their organization sometimes is difficult to do because you're so focused on the here and now, what you're trying to accomplish. A lot of times they're asked to listen to their earnings calls or to their town hall meetings, whatever that might be. And they'll hear them, but I'm not sure they're listening to them. And I'm not sure they know how to listen to them. And so for me to be able to go in and talk to them about their quarterly earnings and what their executives have just talked about, more often than not, it's a surprise to them. They're like, oh man, I heard something like that, but I didn't really understand that. And then you can help them understand what that means, first off, which builds trust. But then you can help them see how what you offer, your product or service, what you offer can help them to solve the overall issues, problems, strategies, goals of whatever were stated in that quarterly earnings call. You can help them to understand that and become a champion for what the executives are trying to accomplish within their realm of responsibility.